Hello, and thank you for clicking on my video tutorial. This will be the second in a series of video tutorials for how to navigate and do common items in FiveM. For those that don't know, FiveM is the modded multiplayer GTA or Grand Theft Auto 5 online system. This tutorial will cover how to update a very common graphics mod called QuantV. Similar settings and similar upgrade processes will take place. It can also follow this tutorial, but this will specifically call out QuantV. QuantV, being a very popular graphics mod, is a subscription specifically through Patreon at I believe $10 US a month. You can do the conversion for your own country if you're watching this from somewhere other than the United States. So this tutorial will cover updating and or installing QuantV, should I clarify. As of this tutorial, the latest version of QuantV came out on April 23rd, 2026, and I currently have the April 20th, 2026 edition installed. However, the process for installing is the same as the process for updating. The first thing you want to do is open your File Explorer. You will need to find your downloaded version of QuantV, which for me is in my downloads folder. It should say QuantV FiveM 2026-4-23.zip or whatever the version is. You may not see the .zip. I am showing file extensions as a setting on my computer, and you can do that as well. This tutorial will not cover that. You're going to want to right click on that, and you're going to want to extract all. You can extract it to where the default location. You may have this button checked. I have mine unchecked because I'd rather it not just pop up. But you can do that. You're going to want to hit extract. It will extract. You can now go into a folder because there will be one that is the zip folder, and then you'll have one that is the folder. Now, we're going to want to open up 2 additional File Explorer windows. You can just do that by right-clicking on the File Explorer logo down in the bottom of your taskbar and clicking File Explorer again to open again. We're going to do it one more time because we're going to need 3. We're going to need 3 different folders. Now, in the address bar, because you can think of File Explorer as kind of a web browser. You can click up here and actually type in addresses. We're going to show you both ways. The easiest way is to go to c:/users/ whatever your username is /appdata, and these are 4 backslashes, which is the one above your enter key, /local/FiveM. And you click on that, and I have a bug with my computer that does that, but it's not a big deal. And it will take you to where FiveM is installed, as it should be installed. If you have moved your FiveM installation, I will be unable to help you with that. The other way is you can just navigate. So we want to go to local disk C. Your drive might be called C disk, might be OS C, but it's going to be whatever drive has C: inside the parentheses after the name of the drive. You're going to go into C and then users, whatever your username is. You may not see your file folders in here. They may be hidden, which in case it'll look similar to this. You will want to click on the 3 little dots here, or what's known as an ellipse. Click on Options, go to View tab, click Show Hidden Files, Folders, and Drives, and hit OK. Then want to click on App Data, which will be a dimmed out folder. We now want to go into Local, and we want to scroll and find FiveM. If it should be alphabetical. If it's not, you can click on the title of the column and make it alphabetized, and it will be dictated by the little arrow there. Go into FiveM. All right, both of our folders, our new windows into the folders are open. Inside each of them, we want to go to the FiveM application data, which is a folder. It may look like a program, but it is actually a folder. Inside of here, you're going to see a number of folders and files, depending on if you've been playing FiveM or not. It may be pretty sparse if you are just setting this up for the first time. Otherwise, it will be here. In the first of the two windows, we want to go into mods. And in the second window, we want to go into plugins. We will need both of these open. If you have not installed any local mods, this will be very empty to you. In the case of us doing upgrade, we will see relatively the same things that you see with me. I have a couple extra things, but that's not part of this whole thing. The first thing you're going to want to do is this reshade shaders folder. If you are not installing fresh, you will want to shift delete this folder, which will completely delete it because you do not need it. You will be copying a new version of it into the folder. Now, in your download, your third window over here where you actually have the downloaded files up, we want to go into part 1, FiveM app data, and in mods, and you're going to see this a.quantv.rpf file. It may not say .rpf, but it will say a.quantv. You're going to just drag that over here. If it says move, you need to hold down your control key on your keyboard and you'll see the tooltip changes to say copy. We want to copy that over. If you are installing it fresh, it will not prompt this. It will just show up in there. Otherwise, if you're updating, you will get this. You want to hit replace file destination. Files in the destination. You can now move back to the FiveM application data and go to plugins, and you'll see QuantV or QuantV.addon and a reshade shaders folder. You need to select both, and you can either click and drag, or you can click and hold down control and click the other one. Either way, we need to have them selected, and we copy them over here to the window that we have in the plugins folder. It will do the same thing. Say you want to move it, I want to actually copy it, and we're going to copy it. There is one file in there that matches. If you are installing it fresh, you will not get this, and it will be done. And now it is up to date and or installed. Next, you want to go to part 2. You want to back out all the way to the root folder that we have part 1, part 2, QV optionals, readme, and license. You want to go into part 2. And then we're going to go, depending on what your hardware is. I have a 5080, an NVIDIA 5080 as of the writing of this video, or the making of this video. You want to go ahead and go into the default, the one that's listed default. Otherwise, if you have a super old system, you will want to select old. I'm going to go with the default. You want to go into app data, FiveM app data, plugins, do the same thing. We're going to copy these two files out of here into the window with the plugins. And I'm also holding down control again to change it to copy instead of move. Let it go. If you're installing fresh, you won't get this dialog, but you will just replace those. If you're updating, boom, we're done updating that. We're going to back all the way out, and you can just click on the different folders up here and go back out here. Now the next bit is optional if you want. If you want the best looking experience in FiveM, I recommend putting most of these in. It is up to you, and it is also up to how much hardware power you have and how good your computer is. So we're going to go ahead. I usually leave alone these two files at the top where it's the .oiv files, install OpenIV, don't worry about those. And I also usually leave the visual presets alone. So the first one I go into is blizzard weather with snow clearing with rain for RP. We're going to go ahead and go into that. We go into FiveM app data, mods, and then we're going to drag this over here to the one that was in the mods folder. And once again, I'm going to hold control to change it from move to copy. If you're installing it fresh, you will not get this dialog, and you just want to hit replace if you're updating. Boom. Next, I'm going to back out again. Long draw distance. Long draw distance, once again, depending on the performance of your PC, you may or may not want to do this. If you start getting really low FPS, you might not want to put some of these in. You can do the same process. We're going to drag it over to mods. I'm going to go copy. If you're installing fresh, you won't get the dialog saying replace or skip. We're going to go ahead and replace because we're updating. And you just rinse, lather, and repeat. The motion blur, you're going to find this in there's going to be two different ones. There's going to be one in FiveM and one in R editor or Rockstar editor. You need to do the same thing with both of them in the same exact folder. So we just go in, drag, copy, replace, or install if you're not. Same with R editor. Same deal. Rinse, lather, repeat. Oops. Trainer, you can do this if you want, but you don't have to. I install it just because it's there. Actually, yes, I do. And that is in the these two are in the plugins folder. Same deal. Boom. They're in there. I don't think I actually do install those. Yeah, I don't actually install those. So I'm going to remove those because I didn't actually do those. So we'll pull those out. You don't have to do the trainer unless your server that you're in has script hook V installed. If you have questions about that, contact your server owner. Vehicle share, you can go ahead and drop that one in as well. Boom. With that said, you have officially updated your QuantV or installed it if you have not installed it. A little bit of a last minute addition to the QuantV update. If you get an error it'll show it really quick at the top of your screen when you launch FiveM after installing QuantV. If you have issues with this or QuantV is not running, you might have to go in to your FiveM application data and you're going to have to edit this citizenfx.ini file. And you're going to have to add this add-ons section and reshade ID, acknowledge that this will lead to game crashes. It will tell you what that ID needs to be. It's probably going to be something similar to this, but you need to make sure this is in here. Otherwise, reshade itself will not load. And as soon as you add that in, save it, restart FiveM, it will start working. Enjoy. If you like my content, please like it. If you really, really, really like my content, I would appreciate a subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.